So hi folks, here Mike Temple with Q-Force and with Simon Derry today, who is one of the founding members of BetterAir and BetterAir technology, which is an incredible technology which has originated out of Israel and is being proliferated through the United States through a lot of great consultants. Simon, there's a lot of people in this country suffering from allergies, asthma, COPD. Give us an idea like how many people there are that are fighting these types of problems and using drugs to treat that.
Yeah. Collectively, there are about 1/3 of the population suffer from asthma, allergies, COPDs, or autoimmune disease.
Wow.
What's even more, if you put these all numbers together, you come to realize that over 50% of the population in the United States either suffer from asthma, allergies, COPD, or someone they love does. And that makes it an emotional purchase.
Yeah.
So not only it's 1/3, it's on average on every household family in the US, there's at least one member that suffers from asthma, allergies, or COPD. And that makes this product very, very interesting and intriguing in almost in every household in America.
Well, I know it's impacted my family. I've heard people talk about this. I had a mother-in-law who passed away just like a little over probably 2 years ago, and she died because of her liver not working. She didn't drink. She didn't do drugs, like illegal drugs or anything like that. But she had allergies. She was constantly using those nose sprays. Yeah. And doctors told us that those nose sprays that she was using continuously took a toll on her liver. And so this is an emotional thing for me. But how many people what's the ramifications long-term for people doing these medications on their liver? I mean, obviously I saw it firsthand, but you being the person that you are in your background, you know more than I do.
Yeah. Antihistamines essentially are engineered to reduce inflammations and to really affect different natural responses of the liver and the immune system as a whole. And in reality, what we've been witnessing is in many healthy people, it's not going to affect the liver. However, there's a growing number of people that have a very weak liver, and liver that tends to be very sensitive to antihistamines. And these are the ones that will experience the side effects and ongoing liver problems. And the problem with allergies medications is that you need to take it for months and for weeks and months, sometimes for years.
Yep.
There's an ongoing effect. When you take something for a couple of days, there's no problem. Even a glass of wine is considered to be healthy. If you take but if you're popping a few pills every day, if you pop a few glasses every day, then you have side effects, and it's really unhealthy for us. The problem with allergies is because it's a 24/7 thing, the solution is also 24/7. Your body is literally dosed with antihistamines 24/7.
Yeah. And it's just, so even though it's a legal thing, I mean, obviously they're doing it for a reason and everything, there's consequences for a lot of people that are just really bad. I mean, and so I guess, and for the people that even if they don't have a sensitive liver or whatever that reacts, negatively over time, there's just that upfront. I mean, there's that cost. There's a monetary cost, there's quality of life costs for allergies and asthma. And I guess asthma, of course, is life-threatening in some cases. I mean, somebody has an asthma attack, they can actually die, right?
That's correct. Correct.
I mean, that's a big deal.
Yeah. The average cost of allergy medications in the U.S. varies, and it fluctuates anywhere from $150 at the minimum for over-the-counter solutions per month to $500. $450 is about the average. Now, add to it that it's really priceless. The cost is really priceless. It robs you from so many great moments in life, and the ongoing suffering is really becomes priceless. People will pay literally any price to eradicate the suffering from their life.
Yeah, I could see that.
Multiple case studies all over Europe, even in the US and in Australia and China. What we found out that as we pump more probiotics into the environment, it populates an overcrowded environment of the bacteria and thus limiting the production and the multiplications of the growth of the harmful bacteria in the environment. So instead of killing the bacteria, the harmful bacteria, we're taking a proactive approach of repopulating the environments around us with the good beneficial. And we know that bacteria is very territorial. And if there's a lot of the good one, the bad one doesn't have simply the place to grow.
Well, so basically, you and the microbiologists that you work with, you've come up with a way so that people that are spending $100 to $200 a month on allergy medications and whatnot are able to no longer spend that money on that and actually not hurt their livers, not have any side effects, not have to run to the doctor for shots or put, pills or drops or whatever. None of that's necessary anymore. Is that what you're saying?
That's correct to some extent, and allow me to elaborate a little bit more.
Okay.
We spend 90% of our time, according to the Environmental Protection Agency, indoor air contaminations are 2 to 5 times and occasionally 100 times higher than outdoors.
Wow.
And Americans spend over 90% of their time indoors. You see the problem with that. So
right.
We spend 90% of our time in an environment that is so contaminated, and that's the source of our allergies. So our goal was, can we clean this environment? And what we saw that when we clean the environment, the body immune system can repair itself. So we're not making health claims towards people. We don't heal sick people. We heal sick homes. What we're trying to focus on is to clean your house. And just like that drinking clean water is healthier than drinking contaminated water, we want you to live in a clean environment. And what we saw is that, and as you guys have been saying it, we sold thousands of these units over the past 1 year, and the feedback has been phenomenal, anywhere from for the celebrities to people that have been consuming the product, because our environment is so crowded with harmful bacteria and mold. Like your keyboard that you're typing on right now has 7 times more bacteria than the toilet.
Wow.
And we could subconsciously scratch our eyes 15 to 20 times an hour. And that's due to the walls around us, to the doorknobs, and to the desks that we're on. It's tens, if not hundreds of times more contaminated, even carpet. So clearly the problem is not us. Right. Many people think that they have allergies. The truth is that there are healthy people that are just being exposed to a very contaminated environment. Let me ask you something, Mike. When you grew up, how many people did experience allergies?
But my mom had terrible allergies, and
true, but
especially during the harvest season. I live in Iowa, and they would harvest. I mean, she just couldn't hardly handle it. So
statistics shows that over the past, if you go back 10 to 20, 30 years ago, the percentage of people that experience allergies was much smaller. Gradually, the environment that we're living in became more and more contaminated. So yes, the answer for your question is yes. People will experience less allergies because they spend 90% of their time in contaminated environment, and that really affects our immune system. And whatever you do, even if you have to hold your phone in your hand for a minute, it's not a problem. But when you have to hold it for a day, it's already taxing your body. The same thing with our immune system. It can tolerate anything for a couple of minutes. But when you do it on a consistent basis, when you go to bed and inside your bed, you have 5 to 10 million dust mites. And that's what we have. And they secrete contaminations. They poop 20 times a night. And you inhale that protein that our body is allergic. That's going to affect you. That's why you're going to wake up in the morning tired and exhausted and with fatigue. With allergies.
So when somebody starts to use these probiotics in their home or in their office, what can they expect to see? I mean, what are the results going to be for them typically?
We've seen results for people that are putting it in their homes, the machines in their homes, anywhere from 1 or 2 or 3 days. Because the minute that you release, the number one cause for allergy in the U.S. right now are dust mites. The number one is dust mites. Here's why, Mike. We are shedding 1 to 2 million dead skin cells a day. And where there is food, there is life. Dust mites thrive on dead skin cells. That's what they live on. That's why there's plenty of them in your bed. That's why they're in carpets and everywhere. And they secrete waste 20 times a day. And that waste contains poop, protein that we are allergic to. And my point is that the minute you release the probiotic, it consumes their waste instantly.
Oh,
So we are seeing reduction with the fecal matter overnight. And when there's a reduction in fecal matter, people with allergies will experience relief with the allergies even within hours. And that's
wow.
so the expectations are high. They don't have to wait a month to feel results. If they use the system within a few days to a week, they will feel good.
Wow. So are they using this in hospitals or nursing homes or anything?
Yes. We installed in the Holy Cross Hospital here in counties and a bunch of other hospitals around the U.S. The feedback has been phenomenal. Their main focus is infection control. They want to reduce the number of the cases of infections, of hospital-acquired infections.
Right.
So far, we're getting great feedback from them. It's too early in the game because it's not the focus it's not the industry that we've been targeting right now. We're working closely with the FDA and the EPA to make sure that we can make the claims in this hospital so we can put it. But for now, some of the players who've been using it are been completely witnessing a phenomenal feedback.
Well, I will share with you what happened with me. I put this in my home, and I have a son. His name's Israel. He's 9, and every morning we woke up, his nose was running from the time he got up till the time I took him to school. We got the BetterAir unit. I didn't tell him that there was a potential for this to help him. I wanted to just observe, like a laboratory experiment, I guess, and a case study. And I watched him, and no more allergies in the morning. I was absolutely amazed. I'm so thankful for the results. And I have a business partner who actually just started using the unit in his office and has had allergies his whole life. And the crazy, interesting, fascinating thing about his situation was he typically would go out to mow grass and his head would just explode, with the allergy problems, and he doesn't have any allergies now when he goes out to mow the grass. I mean, I don't know how that can work. I suppose his system has been colonized with the good bacteria and that's taking care of the allergens. I mean, it's just amazing. So let me ask another question, because I know a lot of people have talked about, there's a video that you guys have that shows an animal that has red eyes, and the people purchased this unit, and the red eye thing just went away. How many animals are affected by allergens? I mean, is that pretty common or what?
Absolutely. In the U.S. and all over the world, people that own animals treat them as their own family members.
Yeah.
And the level of severity when it comes to allergies affect just as many animals in the U.S. as people, because many of the pets that we raise in our own homes are exposed to the same level of contamination. I'll give you an example. If somebody sits next to you and smokes cigarettes, and you're a non-smoker, after a couple of hours, it's really going to affect your health. And you might experience headache, coughing, and really discomfort. Now, it's clear for you that you don't have a health problem. It's because of you are exposed to this contamination.
Yeah.
That's the same thing that happens in the world of the microbiology and contamination. There are so much bacteria and mold around you that's what caused the contamination. It's not that something is wrong with us, but something is overly contaminated all over your house. And the same thing happened with animals, especially the ones you raise. They're used to be outdoors. All of a sudden, they sleep on your mattress, they sleep on a carpet. They like the soft things, the cushion. And there are so many dust mites and mold spores and bacteria there, and it affects them just as much as it affects us. And it affects their skin level. And we've been sharing in articles in a case study done by the American Academy of Dermatology, and they claim that there has been a phenomenal effect of probiotics on the skin. In fact, it helps with Gigia and some other contamination that we experience on the skin problems. And the reason is that whenever you have that, whenever you experience any sickness on your skin, there's a greater level of infections. So by introducing more of the beneficial bacteria, you are bringing back we restore balance that we are still in dominance when it comes to the numbers.
Okay.
But let me just...
And now what you brought up earlier there, about, the contaminant levels in the carpet and stuff like that, one of the pictures I've seen shows an air duct, and explain to me what goes on like inside air ducts. I mean, and I know this is a horrible question to probably ask, but do air ducts in commercial buildings, do they get cleaned, or are they
That's a great question. I'll show this. Like, imagine I'm going to bring you the purest water in the world from Fiji, and I'm going to pour it on a dirty, moldy bottle. And I'm going to tell you, okay, now you can drink the purest water in the world. Are you going to drink a pure water?
No.
Same thing happens with your air duct. There might be UV light and a filter, but after the air blows from the air handlers, it travels through hundreds of feet, if not thousands of feet of air ducts.
Yeah.
And these air ducts are so contaminated, and they pick up a lot of the spores and the bacteria, and bacteria and mold thrives in the dark, cool places.
Yeah.
So
right.
That is the ideal environment for them to grow. And then as it's going to pick up, as it mobilized and moved from the air duct, and it splashed right over your face and the body and all over the environment. So what we've been saying for years is that air ducts are the cause of the pollution, and we believe it's also the cause of solution. So the same, we believe that the source of the problem can be treated as the source of the solution. So what if instead of dispersing mold spores and harmful bacteria, as it's been effectively doing until now, we're going to use this powerful vehicle, which is the HVAC and air duct system, to disperse the probiotics all over the building.
It's ingenious. It really is. It's absolutely ingenious. So you have a unit that you put on the air handler or the furnace or whatever. Yes. It shoots a small amount of the probiotics into the airstream, I guess. It pulls it through all of the ductwork. Now, does it do anything to the ductwork? I mean, I understand they're getting dispensed through, but
it's like we've been introducing into the world's first automatic air duct cleaning system. Once you install the system effectively, you don't have to clean your air ducts anymore. It will clean the air duct and will keep it clean for years to come. If you do the savings, on average, it costs about $500 to $600 to clean air ducts at home.
Is that right? Wow.
It's recommended in some areas to do it once or twice a year. So effectively, in 1 or 2 or 3 years, you're going to bring back your investments on the BetterAir systems.
Wow.
More important is that once you understand that you clean the surfaces on the air duct, you breathe cleaner air. And let me ask you a question. What we called about how long can you live without air? 3 minutes.
Very long.
Without food, 3 weeks. Without water, 3 days. We call it the rule of the threes, the rule of survival. In the Israeli army, we used to call it the rule of survival, the rule of the three. That means you can't live without food for 3 weeks, without water for 3 days, and without air for mere 3 minutes.
Wow.
So air is by far the most important commodity we have in this world.
Sure.
When we talk about indoor air quality, and that's how I define BetterAir in one sentence. BetterAir is the world's first air, surface, and object purification. It's the world's first 3D purification system. It's important to clean the air, but most contaminations live on surfaces. Cleaning the surface is 1,000 times more important than cleaning the air. So when you're comparing us to air purification systems, you need to understand that air purification systems only cleans the air, whether it's filtrations, ozone machines, UV machines, or ionizers. They clean the air and the air only. And yes.
I wanted to ask you, when I saw a case study that was done over in Italy that you had sent to me. Could you tell us about that case study at the hospital where they had the 12,000 samples?
Yeah, absolutely. The idea was to see if we can change the type of bacteria that resides on surfaces, because the biggest problem we experience in hospitals is that every 20th patient that goes into the hospital acquires what we call a nosocomial infection, a hospital-acquired infections.
Yeah.
By law, the hospital is liable to that, and the insurance companies are not going to cover it up.
Wow.
On average, it costs the hospitals in the U.S. and Europe anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000 per case.
Whoa.
So if we go to a hospital because even you broke your leg, statistically speaking, if you're 1 out of 20th, you're going to acquire infection over there, staph infection, pneumonia, or any other harmful bacteria that can either kill you or can really hurt you.
So this works on staph.
Yeah,
this product works on staph.
Again, we are. If you put our product, it's not going to kill. It's not going to kill the staph. But what we found out, staph needs space, food to grow and multiply. Usually, thanks to the fact that all the spaces are crowded with good beneficial bacteria, staph is not growing. Because right now,
it starves it to death.
Yeah, exactly. Because right now, you have staph in your room.
Yeah.
Statistically speaking, you might have staph in your room right now. But here's the thing. Because your room is packed with the good beneficial bacteria that crowds all the environment, it doesn't have the space and the food resource. There's too much competition. So what we're trying to do, we're trying to maintain the environment in a way that the bacteria, the surfaces are going to be packed with the good beneficial bacteria. That stuff is not going to have the possibility to grow there. And when it doesn't have the possibility to grow, it dies of old age within 1 or 2 days. And that's effectively. So we don't kill it, but we create an unfavorable environment for him to grow.
So let me ask you a quick question, because I've been thinking about this a lot ever since I've learned about this technology. So in a hospital environment or at my house, let's just say, I've got my kids, they're doing chores, okay? I got a bunch of kids that are doing chores all the time, doing different things, okay? They're cleaning the toilet. Am I better off to just use water and just wipe things down, or am I better off to use a bleach product or something of that sort? I mean, I just wonder since I got probiotics in my house, what should I do?
That's a great question. Now, here's what happens. The minute that, for example, if you take a disinfect, and disinfect by definition kills 99.9% of bacteria within 5 minutes or less. All right?
Okay.
That's most powerful. So if you take it right now, when you want to clean your toilet or your desk, for that argument's sake, but immediately you're going to kill 99.9% of the bacteria from the surface. And you're going to be leaving on the surfaces billions, if not trillions, of dead bodies that cannot mechanically be removed because they're so small.
Oh.
Now, these dead bodies are food source for more bacteria to come.
Oh.
Disinfect is only effective for 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, it loses its effectiveness. So what effectively happens after 5 minutes is that the areas that you disinfected are packed with dead bodies, and you created what we call ecological void. Well, here's what happens. Usually the minute that you create this ecological void, harmful bacteria are usually the first one to come to these areas because they are packed with food and grow. So the minute that you are killing and you're leaving the dead bodies in the surfaces, it's food source for more bacteria to come. And usually the first one to come is the harmful bacteria and plenty of the good ones. So what effectively we've been seeing that disinfection has been causing an infection. Now, it's not a surprise that the FDA banned the use of antimicrobial soaps last year. That's one of the reasons. So we're starting to learn that when you kill bacteria on a regular basis, there are a few things that happens. First, what you kill, when you're going to disinfect an area, first, out of the 99% that you kill, at least 98% is a good beneficial bacteria. Think about it. 1% of humanity is fanatic. Because of it, are you going to kill all humanity? Of course not. Same thing with bacteria. 1% is harmful, but we did not find a way to kill the 1%. So we use very extreme ways, and we kill everything. And what we kill is the 98% of what we kill is there to protect us. It's like because of one,
right? Yeah,
and so that's the biggest problem.
Well, this is kind of like, I mean, I think what you're saying is like we're really our own enemy when it comes to developing these resistant bacteria. I remember I heard this lady died down in Florida, and they gave her 26 different antibiotics or something like that. She died anyway because the things have become so resistant. So this is pretty much the future, I would say, of how we take care of infectious disease control in hospitals and in our homes, for that matter. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. The beauty about our technology is that even if you don't believe that it's the future, you can still use your own detergent and disinfect. Now think about it. If you're going to disinfect your desk that you're in right now, and there's billions of dead bodies, which is a food source, instead of waiting for the harmful bacteria to come, what if we're going to spread so much good beneficial bacteria on the surfaces?
Right.
They can work together, just like doctors prescribe antibiotics with probiotics. If you want, you can still use the cleaners, but just make sure to automatically and continuously to pump probiotics.
If your house is already being coated, so to speak, continually with the probiotics, then those surfaces won't repopulate with the bad bacteria like they would normally do. They would populate with the good bacteria.
So what we want you to do is that you can continue with your own lifestyle. You don't have to change anything about your lifestyle. Just simply install the system. And these machines are programmed 24/7 on average every 20 minutes. They will disperse probiotics for 10 or 20
I know ours goes off about that often, probably.
And that's what it does. Why? Because bacteria multiplies every 20 minutes. So they dominate. That's why. That's the reason that the machines are working every 10 to 20 minutes. Because on average, bacteria is a very simple microorganism and that multiplies, doubles its size every 20 minutes and then splits. That's how it multiplies in general. All right, so we want to be there. We want to completely dominate the microscopic environment. And by automatically and continuously dispersing probiotics.
Okay, super. So is this something that's hard for them to install when they put this in? How long does it take them to install it in a house or in a building?
The first time it's going to be the longest one, the longest way, and it's going to take them about 15 to 20 minutes. And after that, after that, it's going to be a breeze. On average, we hear from the installers that it takes them about 10 minutes. Usually the average yellow blue dealers or whatever dealers will tell me, but it takes them less time to install the system than for them to sign the agreement. So by the time they review the agreement, somebody's installing it, even sometimes even the same person. All you got to do is you go to the air handler, drill one hole, and you insert the hose that come with the system, refill the probiotics, plug into the system, and plug it into electricity. It's a matter of 10, 15 minutes of installation.
So if somebody purchases this type of system, puts it in their house, and then they've got to put in more probiotics, is that something that they have to have somebody come in and do, or can they do that themselves? Or
absolutely, the idea is to that they should do it themselves. We offer the services and we can do it, but the idea is that we want them to be more in control. And every 6 months, to really unscrew the bottle, replace it with a new bottle, and to screw it back in. It takes about 3 to 4 minutes to replenish the probiotics in the machines, and we're making it.
Well, that's not very much time.
It's
certainly less time than having to run down to the doctor to get shots, like my friend John Schweinebart was doing. And he was having to go every 3 weeks and go to get 2 different shots, and he was paying through the nose for those shots, and he got the BetterAir unit installed. Now he doesn't even have to take those shots.
Absolutely. And everyone that experienced allergies, including myself, we know that it's priceless. It's not even about saving the $150 or the air duct cleaning or the other benefits of the system. It's about when you experience allergies, you are being robbed from life precious moments. Those pain you experience, when you see your own son struggling to enjoy because of the allergies, how much would you pay for that to go away? It's priceless.
It is. It really is. Because it was just awful. Every morning he was just the same routine. He just was miserable. So if you care about your kids, you would do anything. That's why they can put such high prices on a lot of these allergy medications, because people are miserable. So if we can get them to be in a situation where they're not miserable and not having to ruin their liver or all the side effects, like you said, I had no idea about that amnesia. You brought up that amnesia is actually it can be a side effect of taking medications.
Yes, sir.
Really, that's amazing. Absolutely. That is absolutely amazing. I had no idea. I don't ever want to have to take medication like that. I can tell you that right now. I have a hard enough time remembering where my keys are, so I don't want to have to worry about that. Well, I appreciate you taking the time, Simon, to share with us about BetterAir, and I think that this is going to be beneficial to a lot of people. So I thank you for your time, and we'll be in touch soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. All the best.
Bye-bye.